Thank you, Alan. Oklahomans voted for Republican Representative Markwayne Mullin to fill the seat of Senator Jim Inhofe, who will retire in January. Mullin beat out Democrat Kendra Horn, Libertarian Robert Murphy, and Independent Ray Woods.
And Markwayne Mullin joins us this morning live via Zoom to talk about this Senate bid and his big win. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you so much. We're so excited.
Hey, you're filling some pretty big shoes. I mean, Senator Inhofe is a legend in the Senate and really across the state. What do you plan to do? How do you plan to follow in those footsteps?
Well, first of all, it's just an honor to be elected by the great state of Oklahoma. Just something I would have thought never would have happened. But you know, we're not going to be able to fill the shoes that Senator Inhofe had. I mean, he's just such a legend, just so much for the state. But what we're going to do is build up on it. Same thing when my wife and I were building our companies and buying companies and building them. We're going to build upon what was put out there, and we think he's left a remarkable start and a footprint that we can definitely build a legacy for the state of Oklahoma on too.
Senator-elect Mullin, could you talk about what you want to hang your hat on in the Senate? We know about infrastructure and armed services for Senator Inhofe. Have you thought about maybe what committees you'd want to be on, what you really want to kind of focus on?
Well, we're going to focus on Senate Armed Services. Obviously, it's a huge impact for the state of Oklahoma. It's the third largest economic impact in the state. And then we got to work on energy. Energy is the backbone of the economy. Without reliable and affordable energy, you can't have reliable and affordable economy, which is why we're seeing inflation. We need to become energy independent. And in Oklahoma, we can show how an all the above energy approach works. And so we need to highlight what Oklahoma does here. With the third largest wind producing state in the country, obviously an abundant amount of gas and oil producing. We have hydro, we have solar, and all the above energy approach is what we have to have inside the United States to be energy independent, not be dependent on the cartels in Saudi Arabia. And so I believe we need to do a very good job on highlighting that as well.
We're almost out of time, about 30 seconds. Real quick, I want to mention you're the first Native American in the U.S. Senate since 2005. What does that mean to you, especially in relationship with our Oklahoma tribes, so critical right now?
Well, I've said this multiple times. I never knew I was special for being Cherokee until you go to Washington, D.C., because where I'm from in Westville, Oklahoma, everybody's Indian or wants to be Indian. But just to have the idea of that heritage, and my family came over here in the 1850s on my mom's side of the family, and we still live in that same area. Our ranch encompasses part of the allotment land. And to be able to take that to Washington, D.C. is really humbling, and it brings a firsthand approach. I mean, I grew up using Hastings, which is Indian Health Services in Tahlequah, and highlighting some of the advantages that living in Oklahoma brings, but also some of the challenges it brings to, especially in the Indian Health Services, which is a obligation by the federal government based on treaties. And so we have to highlight those.
All right. We sure appreciate your time this morning. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.